Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 6 of our online learning. I am going to try something a little bit different this week, hopefully, something a little more fun, a little more interesting. There will be a lesson posted. Um, a lot of you won't really need to actually do the lesson in order to be able to complete the project we're going to do. However, if you find yourself stuck on the project and not sure what to do, please go back and look at the lesson. This project is called If the World Were a Village of 100 People. I am going to kind of present to show you the document so that you can see what I'm asking you to do this week. So let me hit this here. Okay. So it's if the world were a village of 100 people. So right now there are over 7 billion people in the world, and it's kind of hard to imagine how many that is, or to actually understand what's going on with all those people. So what we're going to do is we're going to use fractions to break that down and think about it as just 100 people. To put that in perspective, the entire fourth grade has about 87 people. So if you add a few extra kids in each class, and we would have about 100. So this is going to help you break down and learn about people all over the world. There are 3 parts to this. There is a part A, there is a part B, and there's a part C. So let me start with part A and let you know what you're going to do on this. Okay, this is one that is required. You must do part A. Uh, I designed this in a way specifically where I guess if you really want to add text boxes and write in Google Slides, you can. My recommendation is just to get out a sheet of notebook paper and just number it and write the answers down on paper. I know some of you had trouble with Google Forms last week, which is why I highly recommend you write down your answers on paper. So in case the form errors out or does something goofy, all you have to do is retype your answers. You don't have to rethink all your answers. So on this part A slide, there is a link to the Google form. I did each part separately so that the form wasn't ridiculously long. So in order to click on a link in Google Slides, again, remember, you're going to have to click on it, then click on the link. That way it'll take you to the Google form. It should match. Part A should be a reddish color. So I tried to color coordinate a little bit for you. All right, so if the world were a village of 100 people, so for gender, it tells you here that the fraction of the population is 50 out of 100. So if there are 50 out of 100 that are male, what fraction must be female? And I put a nice little reminder here that remember that all fractions should add up to 100 out of 100, or one whole. So when you go to enter these in the form, all you have to enter is the numerator. You don't have to make it out of 100. Just type in whatever the numerator would be. And then, if the world were 100 people and 50 out of 100 were male, that meant that 50 were, that there were 50 people. So you're just translating these into the number of people. And then you'll break down the different ages. Again, there's some nice little pointers here to remind you. There are 2 pages that are part of part A. And so you'll learn where people are living and what religion they believe. And then there is a final question at the bottom. So it says, what is the most surprising fraction you have discovered? Explain why. So if there were any of these that you were like, wow, I really thought that would be more, or that would be less, or just that you thought were interesting, on the Google form, there will be a box where you can type that in. So that is part A. Part B is what I'm considering an optional challenge. If you're struggling with this, skip part B. If you are someone who thinks it's easy, you want to learn some more stuff, part B is the way to go. Again, there is a Google form here. Keep in mind, if you are not doing part B, you must still skip to part C and do part C. But let me talk about Part B for a second here. Part B is a little different. Part B, they give you fractions that are not out of 100, and you have to convert them to out of 100. And then with the number of people in the world. And again, there are 5 different categories of topics that you can learn about people. All right. Part C is different. Part C, again, required for everybody. It's about this thing called micro lending. And it kind of explains here that micro loans are a way where everyday people can essentially make loans to other individual people to help them with projects. What we are going to do is you're going to be introduced to 4 different people around the world and their projects. And then what I'm asking is this final question that you see listed here. It says, suppose you have an extra $100 lying in the couch. Yeah, that'd be great. I know. And you make the decision that you're going to start micro lending. You have to choose between our 4 people that we're going to meet here shortly. And so who do you choose? How did you decide? Are you going to donate some to each, to all of them? So I'm looking for a very lengthy explanation. If you would rather type this out on a Google Doc and share it with me, I'm okay with that. There is a spot on the Google form to answer that. What I would ask, though, is if you do make a separate Google Doc to share with me, that on the Google form on that question, you tell me that you shared a doc so that I know to go look for it. But I'm looking for some really good thoughts on this. All right, so here's what you're going to see for each one. This one is Yon. She is in Cambodia. And so it's going to tell you up here that she wants a loan of $100, helps Yon start a chicken farm. There will be a thing that shows you the fraction that she's raised so far. A little background about why she wants to start a chicken farm. And then pretty much the questions for all 4 are very, very similar. The last question changes a little bit, so make sure you read carefully. So it's asked what fraction of the money she's raised so far, what fraction does she still need to raise, and how much money is that? And then the last question involves interest, and there's some little hints about how to figure that out. So there are 4 different characters: Yon, Alberto, Aminata, and Avijit. I'm not sure how to pronounce names 100%. Again, on these, I would just jot down your answers on a piece of paper, maybe write their names and then 1, 2, 3, just so that you have them in case the Google form acts up. For all of these, I do not need to see your notebook paper that you write on unless you are really finding that you can't use the Google form. The Google form has the answers in there already, so that makes my life a lot easier by being able to see if you got them correct. Again, just like on the other ones, there is a Google form here linked to put your answers in. This is the bulk of, this is all I am requiring this week, is that you do this project. I am going to provide the lesson. It's actually an iReady lesson this week, in case you are not sure how to do this. It is optional. I will list it in the must do section just so that you know where it is. There will also, of course, be the normal Amazing Race. I'll add that in. I haven't made that yet for this week. And then also, if you have not yet seen our A to Z countdown, I highly recommend you participate. Those of us that have been doing it have been having a lot of fun. Sunday, the day I'm recording this, is Mother's Day, and it's also letter G for go for a walk. Hopefully the rain holds off enough that you might be able to go for a walk. But there are lots of things planned for the week. You can view the document in Google Classroom, but I've also created a second Google Classroom where we can share our activities. We went on some virtual field trips last week, and we had some fun dressing up as our stuffed animals. So hopefully you will come join us on that. Okay. What else do I want? There was one. I think that's all I need to tell you about this project for right now. So let me stop that for now. So again, the project is the main thing for this week. Part A and Part C are required. Part B is optional. Those are the things I'm going to be checking. If you have questions, as always, leave comments. Have your parents send me messages on Dojo. You can email me, any of those things. Also, please make sure you are checking your email, especially from the quiz. As I get those graded, they will be sent back to you through your actual email account. And I think that's all we have for this week. I will post the Google Meet schedule. There's probably not going to be too many. I have a couple meetings this week, and I'm helping out with our virtual graduation. So please come join us if you can. I look forward to seeing everybody. And I guess that is it. I will see you later.